Oh. Good evening. This is David Lynn, and you are here for Coffee Talk, number 461. And I am drinking Nescafe coffee with carnation creamer. I always want to say good to the last drop. KP Heathen, my friend, how's it going? Joseph Moore, Susanna Morrison, Uncle Al, Die Bullfrog 79, Idaho Garden Girl, and the hits keep rolling in. Welcome, my friends. How's everybody doing? And yes, it is raining here in Victoria, Texas. I watched the grass grow higher and higher. And I'm not looking forward to mowing it. May have to use a machete on it. One thing I will say about what I've heard about the Philippines, I would love to visit the Philippines. One thing I've heard about the Philippines, that it rains over there so much, it rains constantly over there. One of the reasons why everything is green. How's everybody doing this evening? And actually, in the Philippines, it would be morning. How's the weather up in Idaho? Hey, I heard about that incident where those responders, I guess they were firemen, were shot and killed. Like two of them were shot and killed, died on the site, and then the third one was in critical condition in the hospital. Somebody ambushed them. I think that happened in Idaho. Enrique Trevino, my friend, your box is in the mail, and it's scheduled to arrive Thursday. Depending on how you do your mail or your mail visit, it may be Friday before you get it. Don't know what time you visit and what time the mail comes into the post office. Well, wait till you open up and get it. Myra Elaine, buying space. How are you doing, young lady? You know, I'm old school. Everybody knows I'm old school. But I have pretty much everything set up so it just automatically gets paid. So, tomorrow's the 1st. All of my bills except for one, they just automatically get paid. I mean, I automatically get my retirement check, automatically get my paycheck, everything's deposited, gets placed where it needs to go, and then all the bills get paid. I'm blessed. I don't have the pre-retirement days. How are you doing, Betty? I don't have the electric bill set up to automatically come out. I need to. The way it is now, I basically just call in and feed in my debit card information, and it comes out. But that's the only one that I have to do. Used to be I'd write all these checks. Haven't been having to do that. 8 in the house and 8 likes. So that is a modern. The guy started a fire, then shot the first 2 firefighters who came to put it out. Yeah, that was definitely, I don't know. I think they got, now, was it 1 person or was it 2 people? I think, did they say the guy shot himself or they found the dead body and then somebody else was in custody? So I don't know if it was 2 different people or, what happened. I haven't really been looking at the news. The guy started fire, then shot the first 2 firefighters who came to put it out. And this is Coffee Talk, so I'm drinking coffee. Good stuff. Oh, that's good. So far, they are saying it was 1 shooter. Okay. My back is sore because I had to go and have nerves cauterized in my back. Well, God bless you. God bless you. And you're still a young man. God bless you, Joseph. Man. Got a good topic for this evening. We'll get into it in a few minutes. Have they said why he did it? A disgruntled nut. I'm sure it was a disgruntled nut trying to make some sort of statement. I've watched a few clips about the ICE and about people attacking them and people trying to prevent them from doing their job, where they physically come at people, like some guy with a weed whacker, the weed trimmer, tried to slash one in the face, and they get arrested. Well, I wasn't doing anything. I'm minding my own business. Just, hello, Little Lone Prepper. How's it going? Oh. So, one of the things I'm going to start doing, probably on a weekly basis, once a week, I'm going to compile a list of my visitors who came in to my live streams. And perhaps it'll be, did you come into 3 of my live streams and leave comments? Say 3. Because I'll do 3 or 4 a week. Probably won't do one on Wednesdays because I know it's a church night. Depending on how things are going, I may not do one or I may cancel one because I'm doing the yard or whatever. But I figure I'll do at least 3 a week. And I'm going to compile a list of who comes in to at least 3 a week. Put names in a hat, draw it out, and whoever I draw gets a goodie box. How's that? That might motivate some people to come a little more often. And I appreciate everybody who comes in and visits me, and hopefully you enjoy it. The reason why you come is you enjoy the company and you enjoy the camaraderie of the other channels, and and occasionally I send you something. So we're gonna probably start that this week. Oh Lord. Oh, drew blood. I'm constantly scratching myself and doing stuff that I shouldn't do with my fingernails. Drew blood in my ear. $8. I got a bunch of these. I'm not afraid to use them. So we're going to see how that works. We're going to see how that works. The other thing is, I'll tell you, I'm on a quest for 2,000. I'm on a quest for 2,000. What's in my coffee cup? Nescafe and Carnation Creamer, purified drinking water, heated. One of the things that I'll be putting in these boxes that I'm going to be doing, Nescafe, 14 of them, 6 come in a pack. So I open 3 packs and you get 14, which is 1 a day for 2 weeks. Carnation Creamer and enough artificial sweetener, and this is the good kind that won't cause cancer, stevia, for 14 cups of coffee. Creamer, and this will go in and some other goodies. I was glued to the live streams on X. Two weeks to heal. Wow. All right. Ten in the house. Oh, 10 likes. 9 in the house. So tonight, we've got a topic. I think you'll like it. Bulk water supplies. Water. Number 1 in prepping. Being prepared, you got to have water. Who's that you're welcoming me? I don't see. Think that was an optical delusion. Take notes from the NASA website. And yes, I did visit the NASA website. earthdata.nasa.gov. earthdata.nasa.gov. Site you might want to visit. Would somebody indicate in here where that person is? Because I have not seen them. I think that was an optical delusion, guys. Everybody keeps saying, hey, Bud, and I don't know anybody by the name of Bud. Hey, Dave, how's it going? Yoda's blessed life. I'm on to our Fred. He'll post 12 or 13. 12 or 13. I've been counting shorts. And yes, I've been commenting on them. Does somebody see a channel I don't see? 11 watching and 13 likes. I'm sorry, Dave. That channel's not here. Okay, so back to the topic. So today's topic is bulk water supplies. Take notes from the NASA website. The NASA website is earthdata.nasa.gov. The average human needs 1 gallon of water per day. Going to lurking. Thank you. I love the Jeffersons. Of course, most of the cast are passed away already. Very popular back in the 70s and 80s. Um, so, average human needs 1 gallon of water per day. Drinking, cooking, hygiene, washing your teeth, washing your hands. That's not taking a full on shower. Um, 365 gallons per year. And most people can't store 730 to 800 gallons, which would be for 2 years. And that's just for one person. And I'm using this pointing finger, I'm not using the other finger. 730 to 800 gallons for 2 years. Too many people are relying on wells. And it's good to have a well. It's really good to have a well. Checking for more blood. They have no idea on maintaining and running a proper water well. Well, Dave, as far as, ammunition for guns, I would say I would want to have 1,000 rounds for any, caliber that I had, weapon and such. I'd want to have 1,000 rounds. And, like 22 long rifle. Yeah, it'd be a good idea. It'd be great to have 10,000 rounds of that. I tell you what, it takes up a lot of room. Takes up a lot of room. Part-time planting. Hello, Peter. Perhaps sometimes in the near future, I'll do something on calibers and guns and weapons and such. Pistols, revolvers. I may do something on that. I need to really look at what the going price is for. I haven't bought ammunition forever. I've got so much ammunition, it's not funny. From when I was buying it, just stockpiling it. And I haven't bought any ammunition. I'm not even up on what the current prices are. Like the other day I mentioned silver. I said, well, what is silver? $27, $28 an ounce. And when I looked, it was like, you want to get a round? It's about $36, $37 for 1 round, 1 ounce round coin. Somewhere of Love 2.0. $25K. Well, you got me beat on that one. I've got about 15,000 rounds of. I got about 15,000 rounds of 22 long rifle stored. To me that'd be like a lifetime supply. But you go plinking, you shoot about 50 rounds, like a little 50-round box. You go plinking, target practicing. About what I would use when I go once. So back to. Again, too many people are relying on wells and have no idea on maintaining and running a proper water well. So every 2 years, yes, 17 HMR and then 22 Magnum. I've got a couple of rifles that have interchangeable magazines. In the magazine, you can either put 17 HMR or 22 Magnum in the same magazine, and you can change out the magazine depending on Just a little piece of trivia. So every 2 years, you should lab test your water well. You should professionally have your water tested. No home kits. Hardness, contamination, bacterial count. I will tell you this: my water well is very hard water. You do not want to drink it, and if you, it's good for watering the yard, good for the garden, but it's hard water. It's shallow water, it's hard water. And you would basically wear out a filtration system trying to pump that water. You would not want to consume it. You would not want to consume it. Desi Jati, how you doing? Thank you for coming, young lady. Julie Ann West. She's over in the UK, in Wales. No, you don't want to drink green or brown well water. Let's turn the page. Oh, I got good notes. Notes! Notes! Still got to go through all this. 2, check the pipes and pressure tank. Update or upgrade. Install a reverse osmosis filter system. Reverse osmosis filter system to the house or homestead to remove any problems. Lowe's, Tractor Supply, Home Depot. Kits that you or a plumber can install. Understanding bulk water storage of water. Drums come usually in 50 gallons, are white, blue, and black. Black's the common color. Black or blue. Food grade comes in small sizes. Like, I've got a number of 3-gallon plastic bottles, stackables with handles. I've got built-in handles. I've got a number of those. I stack them 4 high. So you got 20 of them, that's 60 gallons. 60 gallons for 2 people would basically be a 1-month supply. If you got 4 people, that's basically a 2-week supply, 15 days, about 2-week supply. Do you understand? You got to multiply depending on how many people there are. Check the uline.com site. uline.com. uline.com site. Most common use is 15, 25, and 50 gallons. Now, 5 gallons is 40 pounds. 15 gallons is 120. You're not going to be carrying that stuff around loaded. You might have a dolly to wheel it around. But stuff like that is basically going to be in one place. And there may be a spigot that you can turn on at the bottom, when you need water from it. Most ex-military types have a couple of 5-gallon water jerry cans. I've got a couple of 6-gallon cans, and I put about 5 gallons of water in it, and that's 40 pounds. 6 gallons is 48 pounds, almost 50 pounds. That's a lot of weight for me. I don't like to carry that around, but I got a couple of them. Available at your Army, Navy store. Good for transport and traveling. Good for transport and traveling. For apartment dwellers, the elderly and disabled, a more affordable and simple means is to have a water service. They have the 5-gallon blue bottles in 2.5-gallon sizes. You know, they've got the kind that you can install them. They basically flip over. It's like schools. Your water tank or whatever you want to call it, and you can basically go up there, take your cup, hit the little button. You can get cold water, you can get hot water if you've got it electronically, you know, or otherwise it's just hit the little button and it lets the water out. Tap water, clean water, non-refrigerated, whatever room temperature is. Plain dispenser or electronic AC/DC serving hot or cold water. You can find a plain dispenser at thrift stores. I've got them. I've got one. I've got a couple of the 5-gallon bottles. I don't have water in them right now, and I don't have them set up, but I've got them. You can get bottles at Walmart, Lowe's. Now the heavy bulk tanks, most real peppers and homesteaders have 1 or 2 IBC tanks. That's intermediate bulk containers. They come in 2 sizes, 275 and 330 gallons. They're available at Tractor Supply, Lowe's, and Home Depot. Serious old school types use cattle tanks. That's from Uncle Al. Mom of 4 boys, how are you doing? Rachel in the house. Uncle Al sent me some stuff on a real good topic for tomorrow. I had already got this one set up, and I said, Uncle Al, we're going to do this one tonight. He gave me a thumbs up. So that's where we're at. I will go through this information one more time. But I will tell you that when it comes to preparedness and prepping, water's, you know, one of your number ones. Water and food. If you take medication, you better have a good supply of your medication. Usually your insurance will cover a 90-day supply, but if SHTF happens and you're not liable to get a resupply anytime soon, what are you going to do when that 90-day supply runs out? Think about that one. The 90-day supply runs out. What are you going to do? I'm glad Tommy got where he was going. What are you going to do? Starting to get cold. I got to finish it. Good till last drop. I don't like it when it gets cold. You know, I've had iced coffee. I like iced coffee. But I like a latte, mochas, whatever. But I don't like it when, you know, if it's cold, I want it cold. If it's hot, I want it hot. I don't play with that stuff. I will say, Julie, I like your jewelry. You do a lot of jewelry type, and she does a lot of window shopping, and she goes through. Same thing with Dave. Um, my friend Yoda, Dave will. He goes and he visits stores and shops. He was near the factory stores. Went into a place and was looking at like everything's $5 or less. Did a tour. The lady was in there, was very nice. Think about all the ladies in the U.S. taking hormones after their 90-day supply runs out. Things are going to get wild. Yeah, that's true. Uh, my wife can go from 0 to 110 in a hurry. Yeah. Somebody was talking about, how things are at everything. And my missus is into karate and, martial arts and such. And I used to be, you know, she's got a big ego, talks about how she's going to kick my ass. And I was like, well, you better be able to. I'm old, I'm old. But it's like I sort of figure like I get hit once and lose my temper and then all hell breaks loose, and for 30, 40 seconds I'm my old self, and that wouldn't be pretty. Hey, Julie, you take care. I know it's like 2 a.m. where you're at. Take care and God bless. Take care. Oh, here we go. Dave is posting videos again. There must be something into what he's doing because he keeps growing. I am at 1936 or 1937. So I'm inching very slowly towards 2000. My second channel is at 104. I feel very proud about those 104. I worked my butt off to get those 104. And good night, sweet dreams. Well, he's trying to keep the algorithm happy. He uses Canva, I think. I think it's called Canva. He uses Canva. I've got an aide who's going to be teaching this coming year. She used Canva to make my thumb shots for like Taco Talk, Coffee Talk, the one of me holding the paddle and holding the backpack and, image of me. She did all that with Canva. And she basically took a picture. She took a picture, or we took a picture together, and I was basically, just a casual picture. And she basically uploaded that and started making changes to it and adjusting it and everything. And really, you can do all sorts of stuff if you know what you're doing. I'm not. So if I need something other, just get somebody to do it for me. I'd get her to do one and then give her like a 20. And she did several of them for me. That's what I call having tech support. And but anyway, let's go through it one more time. What do you say? So today's topic is bulk water supplies. Water's your number one on any prepping. Number one is water. Number two is food. Water and food. You can't go 3 days without water. So there's a lot of good stuff on the NASA website. Earth data .nasa.gov. A lot of good stuff about water, fresh water, drinking water, a lot of good stuff. And the average person needs a gallon a day. A gallon. So like the idea of the 1 gallon bottle, and you can get them with handles. You can get canteens, they're like half-gallon canteens. Have a couple of those, that's 1 gallon. That's like 1 day's worth of water. You're supposed to drink in no pool water. That's right, Uncle Al. You want to kill your kidneys? Try the pool water. You're supposed to drink 8 glasses of water a day. Now, most of us don't, but we do in one form or another. Like, you know, when I'm drinking coffee, if I'm drinking a 10 ounce cup of coffee and I drink 3 or 4 of those a day, that's predominantly water with some coffee in it, a little bit of creamer. So I'm getting liquid. I'm getting liquids. But we're supposed to drink 8. That's like 2 quarts. That's like half a gallon we're supposed to drink a day. And you see athletes walking around with a gallon jug, partially full. They're trying to drink that gallon every day for their kidneys and everything, and for their flush them out. Drinking, cooking, hygiene. Uncle Al was making fun about people eating freeze-dried food and them getting stopped up, you know, or constipated or whatever because they eat drinking. You're not going to get constipated eating freeze-dried food. You might get constipated eating a lot of MREs. You know, you just eat MREs. And yeah, those retort pouches, that stuff will probably get you some constipation going. You do it enough. But I don't see, you know, oh, I had freeze-dried oatmeal, I had some reconstituted oatmeal, I had reconstituted rice, I had reconstituted, you know, just I don't see that happening. So, you know, you figure, you know, 365 days in a year, well, that's 365 gallons. And the idea is, like, if SHTF really happened and the thing shut down, they say you should have a 2-year supply of food, 2-year supply of water. So you're talking like, oh, well, for one person, you're, what, 730, say 800 gallons of water for one person? What if there's 4 of you? What if there's 5 of you? Got to multiply that. Reconstituted water. Right. God almighty. Enrique, you got a sense of humor, son. Too many people are relying on wells. Well, it's good to have a well. It's good to have a well. Got to know what you got. Got to know how to keep it going. Got to know how to treat it. You got to know how to, you know, check it, have it checked professionally, make sure it's updated, make sure everything's working right periodically. Every 2 years, you got to lab test your well water. You could, you know, you've got changes in the aquifers. You got changes in the, you know, the levels under the ground will rise and fall, and sometimes you get seawater mixing in. You know, there goes some salt content. Depending on how close you are to you know, salt water. So, you know, you don't use a home kit, you have a professional do it. Hardness, contamination, bacterial count, you gotta check all that stuff. Gotta check the pipes. And pressure, the pressure tank. Hello, Melinda Elliott. Install a reverse osmosis filter system to the house or homestead to remove any problems. Lowe's, Tractor Supply, Home Depot carries kits that you or a plumber can install. My daughter has a Berkey. She's got a Berkey. Understanding bulk water storage. Drums come usually in 50 gallons, 50-gallon drum. They're white, blue, and black. Food grade comes in smaller sizes. Food forest permaculture. Hello, Howie. How are you doing? Check the Uline, ULINE .com, uline.com site. Most common is in 15, 25, and 50 gallons. It's a good site to go on to if you want to order. And it's not just that, there are all sorts of stuff you can get, all sorts of supplies you can get. Most ex-military types have a couple of 5 gallons water jerry cans. It's like having a 5-gallon gas can, you know, having 5-gallon water cans, plastic water jugs. Available at your Army Navy store. Good for transport and traveling. Thank you for the thumbs up, Howie. For apartment dwellers, the elderly and disabled, a more affordable and simple solution is a water service. Now that water service won't be delivering water if, you know, you're in real SHTF. But the idea is that, you know, you can get them to deliver, and you can probably get somebody to change out the bottles for you. You know, you can either do the 2.5 or you can do the 5 gallon. 2.5 is a lot more manageable for somebody who's older. 5 gallons is twice as much. Don't have to change it as often. You get the kid to come over. Hey, can you change out the water bottle for me? They have 5-gallon blue bottles, 2.5 gallon sizes. A plain dispenser or electric AC/DC serving hot and cold water. Those are nice. I've got the plain dispenser. You can find a plain dispenser at thrift stores and save money by picking up 5-gallon bottles at Walmart or Lowe's. Now the heavy bulk tanks. Most real preppers and homesteaders have 1 or 2 IBC tanks. That's intermediate bulk containers. They come in 2 sizes, 275 and 330 gallons. Available at Tractor Supply, Lowe's, and Home Depot. Hello, Holly Ivans. Serious old school types use cattle tanks. That's coming from Uncle Al. You know, and I will tell you, when you start looking at, you know, that kind of stuff and the idea of preparedness and prepping, everybody, they start out with, well, there may be a storm And the idea in the storm, then you've got the government sites. They were saying having a 3-day supply, and then they're saying having a 1-week supply. Like the idea that within a week you should have assistance coming through the government. In the event of some natural catastrophe, within a week, you should either have them have restored power, restored running water, or you have the government in. You have FEMA in, or you have support from the state government, the local government. When we had Hurricane Harvey, we were without power for about a week. We didn't have running water for 5 days. You know. Yeah, and we had bottled water. I mean, I've always had a few cases of those half liters. Always have had those. We've got propane. Propane. Cooker. And a couple of 20-gallon propane tanks. And so there's certain things that we've always had. But no, I didn't have the solar. The only way I could charge our phones was to go plug it in the charger from my vehicle, because our chargers basically used to plug into the wall for electricity. I didn't have any generators or anything. I learned. Gave my daughter one. I keep one right underneath here. Got one. Wife's got a couple of them. She's got larger ones. And I got a battery bank, lithium iron batteries, upgraded from deep cycle to lithium iron, out in the kitchen, wired to my panels on my patio roof. Yeah, Hurricane Helene. Idaho Garden Girl, Stephanie. She's been doing a lot of gardening. She's been doing a lot trying to get her new place, still trying to get her new place adjusted to her new place. So I will tell you, 20 likes, 11 in the house. So I will tell you that Enrique should be getting his box. If you hadn't heard earlier, got his box mailed off today. 3 days. He should be getting it Thursday. He's got a post office box, so it may be Friday before he receives it. But he'll have his goodie box. If you have not had a chance to go over and look at the video, it's on my second channel. Last video I have released, and probably the only one I'm going to release for a while, because I'm just letting that one sit. That was the 100 subscriber giveaway. He was the winner. Now there will be a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. And you want to see what's sort of going to be in it, we'll look at the one for the 100. It's probably going to be about pretty much similar to the same thing. In order to qualify, please leave a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I will have released when I hit 2,000. And yeah, I am releasing a few videos on my main channel. I'll be doing menu number 3, US MRE menu number 3, pretty soon. I'll probably be doing an updated Coffee Talk News pretty soon. And I will probably be doing another box giveaway. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do is people have been coming in regularly to my live streams. I'm going to put their name in a hat, like let's say you came in at least 3 times in the last week. I'm going to put their names in a hat and pull them out, and whoever I draw will get a goodie box. It won't be the same goodie box that I do for my subscriber giveaways, but it'll be a nice goodie box with some good stuff in it. You know, like one of the things I'm going to be putting in these goodie boxes. Here's 14 of my favorite Nescafé sticks, 14 carnation creamers, and 14 stevia, the green, a sweetener. These stevia is not supposed to, stevia splenda is not supposed to be cancer causing. So you'll get a pack of this with other stuff in that. There'll be some rations in there and such. In that, in the box. And like as an example, this is the size box. Getting ready to do it. And that'll probably be a video. You know, that'll probably be a video. And it'll be a short video. It won't be that long a video. But just rewarding those who, you know, support me consistently. Yep. It'll be a nice box. 12 watching and 21 likes. I'm at 55, almost 56K last 28 days views. I'm averaging a couple thousand views a day. Some days a lot more, some days less. I don't consistently put the video, put out the shorts. You know, I don't consistently put them out. So I could have more, but I think somewhere around, where am I at? 330 watch hours, something like that, maybe. You know, I'm averaging, what, 10, 12 watch hours a day, cumulative time. You know, if you come into my live stream and you're there and I do an hour, then that's 1 hour's watch time per person. For one person, that's an hour's watch time. So on those days when I do a 1 hour live stream, and a few of the people who come into my live streams, they're there for the whole stream or most of the stream. But realistically, a lot of them, the average yesterday was a little over 14 minutes. So if you take all the people that came in, you average it out, the average was 14 minutes, a little over 14 minutes. But that's watch time. You really don't get watch time on shorts. You get views. You get likes, you get views. Mainly views. And you think, well, how much money does that make you? Well, 55,000 views and 330 or so watch hours, and you made like $8.50. I don't ask people to send me money, so I don't do the super chats. I don't sell merch. I don't sell memberships. You know, I don't do memberships where people pay to have a membership on my. I don't do that. Basically, what I ask people to do is just give me watch time. Watch, leave comments, and leave likes. It doesn't cost you anything to leave a like and a comment. It's good manners. And then, you know, I have most everybody that comes in, I can see where they leave me a like. Hello, John Holmes. I see, you know, people come in, they leave me a like. Well, I have an individual who never leaves a like. Oh, well, they just like that. They do the same thing on my channel. So if they show up, they disappear. That's why, you know, I see 3 or 4 people saying, "Hey, hello, who are you talking to?" They're not here. They disappeared. Now, if they ever learn to have the home training to leave a like, they may not disappear. Well, that's just the way they are. Well, then they don't need to be on my channel. You know, I'm sorry, I'm not being hateful. I'm just basically telling you that that's one of the few pet peeves that I have. Is when you come into somebody's channel basically trying to pick up membership. You're trying to grow your channel, so you're going in there just basically trying to meet people, and you don't have the courtesy to, you know, common courtesy, then you don't need to be on my channel. We're having lightning here. It's been raining. Yeah, I know, Enrique. I hear you. No, I got good connectivity tonight. I haven't been spinning or anything. It's been good connectivity. 10 in the house, 21 likes. I need to do a better job of giving back. I'm trying to do a better job of giving back. It's the reason why I'm sending out more stuff. I appreciate you guys. So whenever I had somebody hard-headed here recently, kept asking for their mailing address, and if I win, you'll get it when I win. When the name comes out of the hat, you know, and it's got my name on it, you know. It's like, send me your mailing address. And if I ask for your mailing address, send me your mailing address. You know, I put my email address in. I used to have a P.O. box, and the only thing I'd use that P.O. box for was basically sending out and receiving, you know, packages and such. And I wasn't getting that many. I was sending out a lot more than I was getting, but I wasn't getting that many. So I said, the hell with it. Why do I pay? And they keep going up on the rates. So I said, nah, just the house. And take care, Hallie. Good night. God bless you. And basically, I let that one go. But no, if I tell you, please send me, respectfully, please email me your mailing address, and if you'd like to, send your phone number, and I'll send you a text. And if you want text, we'll text like Bus Stop or John Holmes. I get lots of text messages, and I'll get images of stuff. You know, they'll send me links to stuff, but they don't talk, but they text. You know, and there are people who don't, like when I was a principal, or you know, even as a teacher, parents, they like to text. They don't necessarily want to talk to you, but they'll text you, or they'll respond to your text. It's less threatening to them, I guess. And it's also documentation. You know. So that's where I'm at. You know, and again, I tell people, I'm basically, you know, this is like teaching. It's like a ministry. I keep telling people, have quarters. I gave my daughter a couple of rolls. I periodically give my wife quarters. Like, she'll go to the refill the gallon bottles. She'll go out to the windmill and, you know, get water. She'll go occasionally over to a laundry when she's got big bulk stuff like big comforters and such, and she'll go and she'll wash and dry them in the big machines. Quarters, you know. Vending machines, quarters. Another thing, dollar bills. It's like $24, $25 bills. You'd think, man, he's got a lot of money there. It's 24, 25. They're all ones. Carry ones. I use a debit card for, you know, but I carry ones on me. Well, yeah. Well, that everything you're saying is true, but the younger generation, you know, the Xers, the millennials, the Zs, they're all texters. You know, some of them like to FaceTime. They like FaceTime, but a lot of them is just texting. Yeah, you get your cart, put a quarter in it. I always carry. See, I carry an individual quarter. It's for my Audi cart. No, I don't go to clubs. Don't go to clubs. Back in the day when I was young, and I've showed pictures of what I looked like when I was young. I had game. Trust me, I had game. Here's a picture. This is me when I was about 30. Slender, contact lenses, a goatee, dressed well, had nice hair. Oh, trust me, I had game. I had no problems. Never had to go to those kind of clubs. Never had them had them hitting on me. Trust me. Thank you. You know, I don't look like much now, but then I'm 63 years old, you know. And back in the day, I was nice looking. My parents were gorgeous. I used to tell my mom, why don't I look like you and Dad? Because my father looked like Clark Gable. My mom was, whoa, I got pictures of them when they were young. They were gorgeous people. I didn't look bad. I cleaned up really nice. Always dressed well, well spoken, and good personality. It could always make people laugh. But I mean, I wasn't gorgeous, but I was nice looking. I had no problems. And and that's the thing. You look at some of these people that like, man, when they were young, they were like, oh God, you just walked around drooling, But nowadays, 40 years later, or whatever, 30 years later, they don't look the way they did. And that's just part of aging. Dressed well is a broad term. Right. Right. Well, back in the day, people dressed a lot better. They dressed nicer. They dressed up. They wore hats. Their clothes, they had nice fitting clothes. Their shoes were polished. Nice leather polished shoes. They wore dress shirts, button down, vests, jackets. They have boutonnieres. Really nice. And it's like back in the days. You don't see that a lot now. So anyway, tomorrow, got another good topic. Uncle Al sent it to me today. I'll have it all geared up. I'll be working on probably my next MRE menu number 3, working on that one. I've got another one all loaded up. I just need to put the description in it and do some shout outs, and I got another one to release that y'all will like. It's only 6 minutes long. The MRE was they're a little bit longer, and I'm trying to shorten them. But I mean, trying to cover stuff. Yeah, Fedora. Well, and I will tell you, my father, may he rest in peace, he would go, he'd wear those straw hats, those nice Western hats. He'd go and he'd go buy custom made boots, custom made belt, leather, custom made wallet, custom hats, tailored clothes. His stuff did not go in the washing machine. It went to the cleaners. Shirts, slacks, everything had to be pressed. Everything had to be, starched. I mean, just old school. Old school. That's the way things were. Okay. So, 10 in the house, 20, 21 likes, I think. 11 in the house. I appreciate y'all. Remember, leave likes, leave comments on my shorts, on my posts. I appreciate it. A lot of times I do shout outs. Respond to the shout outs. If you see channels that you don't know, visit them. Become their friends. They'll become your friends. You both grow together. Every once in a while I put up a channel, say, hey, this would be a good one for you to be friends with, and you each grow. Yeah, Jackie King. Well, she was into the French fashions, Bouvier or Bouvet or whatever, you pronounced her name. French. They're having hell over in France right now. They're having hell over there in France. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of bad stuff going on in France. Yeah, ironing. Old school. Old school. Good night, Holly. You take care. God bless. So every morning when I get up, I thank God for the day. You don't know how many days you got. Take my medication, drink my coffee, in quiet time, I say the Lord's Prayer, think about those, pray for those who need help. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. I lead by example, show my home training. This way you honor your parents may be departed, but you show your upbringing. And treat people the way you want to be treated. Anyway, appreciate y'all coming in. This is a good live stream. I really enjoyed it, and I hope everybody has a good evening. And I appreciate your support. And hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. Thank you. Bye-bye.